there's a new Ford large SUV on the market. It's the Ford Endura, and it's a 5-seater SUV that competes with cars like Mazda CX-8 and Hyundai's Santa Fe. But unlike those two, it doesn't have 2 extra seats in the back. I'm in the Endura Trend, which retails for around 45 grand if you opt for the 2-wheel drive version. Here's how it did over a week of driving with my family of 4. So it looks like it's going to be really big to drive. And yes, when you get in here, the front of the car is quite large and I can barely see the road in front of me. But the good bit is that it doesn't feel so big to drive. So once I'm in here, I actually feel quite good. The steering is easy to turn, the car doesn't feel heavy, and it handles really nicely around corners. It's got a 2-litre turbo diesel engine. The Endura actually only comes in diesel. There's no petrol option. And I'm normally not a fan of diesel engines just because they're so loud. I really hate that noise. But this cabin is really well insulated. I can barely hear the engine at all. And I didn't even know it was a diesel until I looked it up. It gets up hills nicely, and you also feel quite comfortable cruising along highways in it too. I'm in the 2-wheel drive version. There is also an all-wheel drive version if you prefer that, but it will cost an extra $4,000. It's still quite sizable to park. You are not going to get away with any tiny parks. I certainly didn't this week. But if there's enough room, you can easily park this car with a reverse parking camera to help you out. So this car looks quite big and butch. There's a bullish front end and it feels like it's that tough guy on the street you don't want to mess with. But still, there's a sense of refinement about it that you wouldn't have picked from Ford, especially in this colour. Inside is also more refined than I would have expected from Ford, even in this bottom of the range Endura. There's a leather steering wheel to help with that. Fabric seats, but they actually do really well against bare skin. And the design of the center console is stylish with a smooth finish. They've done some softish finishings on the dash, and they've got a circular gear stick, which is actually makes it feel instantly premium in here, especially for Ford. There are 2 cup holders in the front, one quite deep one, so that's good. A really large center storage bin. You could fit a champagne bottle in here if you wanted to. Plus you get a bottle holder in each door and a really deep spot here too to throw keys and a phone. It's quite spacious at the front. Both me and my taller husband had plenty of leg and headroom. Another good thing I noticed was that I drove it over a very hot Sydney summer week, and the air vent design actually lets out loads of air, so the whole car was really cool. My children also had heaps of space in the back seat. They were separated enough not to cause bickering, because we all know that children sitting too close together causes lots of chatter. There's enough room in the middle to put a 3rd child seat in here, but if you don't, you'll get 2 cup holders, air vents for rear passengers, plus pockets on the back of the front seats. The boot is huge. You can fit a pram, sporting equipment, pretty much anything you need in here. Plus it has some extra hidey holes just in case. It's so big that I was wondering why they didn't put 2 seats back here, because there certainly is enough room, and you will get those 2 spare seats in competitors like the Hyundai Santa Fe and the Mazda CX-8. So you are missing out on those here. Safety is great in the Endura. You will get auto emergency braking with pedestrian detection as standard, plus other advanced safety features like adaptive cruise control and lane keep assist. There are also airbags for driver and front passenger, side curtain airbags that extend to the back row. You'll be able to plug your phone into the USB port, and depending on your phone, either Apple CarPlay or Android Auto will pop up on the multimedia screen, and you can use Maps to navigate, Spotify to listen to music. You can also make calls and send texts with voice control. The Ford Endura is a good large car for a family. It feels quite solid, and you certainly feel safe in here. Plus, it looks good in that tough guy kind of way. The interiors are more refined than I was expecting, plus you get a giant boot. I gave it a family rating of 7.5 out of 10, taking points off for not having those 2 spare seats in the back like its competitors. My children also gave it a 7.5. They really like having their own air vents in the back. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel or click through our website.